Take a picture of this. October 1972, New York City. Rainy night. Not the kind of rain that's an irritant, but the kind of rain that's cleansing. The kind that makes the smell of the pretzel vendors make you feel like you're where you're supposed to be, where you meant to be. Sidewalk in front of Carnegie Hall. Crowd milling around, waiting for the doors to open. Getting that last conversation in, that last handshake, that last lungful of ganja. The crowd looks the same as the one that was at the Ali-Frazier fight. Walt, Clyde, Frazier from the Knicks, wearing that full-length fur coat and a purple SuperFly hat down over his eyes. Pimps, hookers, agents, Norman Mailer, maybe even Warhol. The white people that knew things, and the black people that could afford to strut and show off, and the ones that had to be here at the center of the world on this night. You see, there was a carpenter from West Virginia appearing here tonight. Not young anymore, but not old either. And not a black artist, but an artist that happened to be black. An artist embraced by all the genres and styles that the world and music industry were just starting to try and break things into. He was soul, he was country, he was folk, he was pop, he was even jazz. He was Bill Withers, and he was on stage this rainy night in 1972 at Carnegie Hall, at the center of the known world. I'd like to say I was there. I was in New York then, fresh from San Francisco with a new bride, the kind that looked like Courtney Cox from the Friends show, a dark-haired, dark-eyed beauty of a hippie girl from Oregon that was way above what I deserved. But okay, so I was 20 and married a month. Do I have to tell you what I was doing? Good. I like an intelligent audience. But it doesn't matter. I didn't have to be there, because I have this little gem right here with me that puts me in the front row. Bill Withers live at Carnegie Hall is more than just a gem. It's a diamond. It's the star of India. It's a full adult dose of sweet, soul-saving medicine. If you weren't around in 1972, it's hard to tell you how different it was. People were lining up on different sides politically, like a bunch of teenagers at a dance in the school gym, gawking at each other uncomfortably from opposite walls. You had the blacks, the whites, the old, the young, the long hairs, the short hairs, the anti-wars, the pro-wars. Everybody had an opinion, and everybody took to the streets to express it, and nobody much liked anybody else's. But radio was really different than it is now, at least in New York. WABC AM played everything. No genres, no definitions. If it was hot, they played it. Alright, enough history. Let's deal the cards. Bill Withers had hit it, and hit it big with Ain't No Sunshine. You know that song where he says, I know, 28 times? Yeah, I counted. This song never would have gotten played today, because they would have spit all over themselves trying to figure out what slot to put it in. Me again, because this is music of our lives, so I can't tell this without me being in it. Anyway, I thought I was black until I was, about 18, and I got stuck in my cab in Harlem and realized that maybe I was just a little out of my element. I had grown up in a racially mixed town and had always considered myself, as Red Fox said to Lamont once when he wore a purple leisure suit, "What are you trying to go incognito?" Well, looky here. You put two kids on a street corner, one black, one white. Inside of a week, the white kid will be talking jive. It never goes the other way. And I don't know why, but it just is. It just is, brothers and sisters. Anyway, Bill had hit it big, and now he was on stage at the center of the world, and he had the audience in the palm of his hands. When the band grooved its way through Use Me until they thought they were done and ready to move on, somebody from the crowd yells, "One more time," and Bill takes them back into it for another round. And like the commercial says, priceless. I was in a bar in 1971, a bar on the shadowy side of Salt Lake City. The bartender couldn't stand the music they played there, so he had a little boombox behind the bar and some homemade tapes he played just for himself. I'll never forget this giant of a gentle black man wiping the tears from his eyes as he played Grandma's Hands. I had never heard it before, because the radio didn't play this one, but I was to hear it again many years later when one of my favorite singers, Livingston Taylor, recorded it, and I played it for my mom. And my mom was a grandma for 18 years, until her Jessie was taken away by a van that just couldn't seem to stay between the white lines. She was a world-class grandma, and this song did the same thing to her that it did to that bartender. I think it might just do it to everybody. If you never heard it, get on it and make it happen. Then there's Lean on Me, the song that was so good that it's become an anthem. A word usually reserved for songs that change, songs that affect change, songs that are never, ever forgotten and will be listened to until God comes back to get us. I know that 30-some years later, you might have found it's become trite. Lean on me is a word, lean on me is used when something has become a commercial, a movie, a laundry soap, or whatever society has done to just wring everything it can out of a good thing. But I can tell you that when it was new and fresh, it was a powerful thing. And here, live, it is once again a reminder of how words, music, and a good voice can conspire to make your skin turn all loosey-goosey. Alright, I'm not going to get into the rest. You got things to do, and God knows I got Yankees to watch. But let me just tell you that Bill Withers turned Carnegie Hall into a lot of different places that night. There were times it felt like a church, with the whole audience throwing back in a call and response gospel mode. There were times that it was anything but a church, where it got down and dirty and so sexy that you had to look around to see if you should be embarrassed or not. There were raps, intertwined with the singing seamlessly, almost undetectably, stories, remembrances, history. Yeah, that's the word, history. What our past and our lives are made up of. His story, her story, my story, your story. Wow. I don't know where you can buy this now. It used to be on Columbia Legacy. If you want it enough, I know that you can make it happen. Brothers and sisters, make it happen. Put this artist back in your life, back where he and you belong. Hey, I'll be seeing you. You can count on that.